The footage you're witnessing right now is a series of demonstrations and protests in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, advocating for the release of one individual, Dr. Afia Siddiqui. Dr. Afia is a household name in many places across the world, and she is rapidly becoming one in the United States as well. But who is she? On one level, she is an extremely intelligent, American-educated doctor of Pakistani origin, a devoted educationalist, and a mother. On the other hand, she is an alleged criminal and terrorist, and was once the most wanted woman in the world. Her story begins, as many do, with the World Trade Center attacks of September 11th, 2001. The events that unfolded that day were a tragedy on a scale previously unknown to the American public, and even more so, the aftermath of that day was unlike anything the modern world had seen before.
Freedom itself was attacked this morning by a faceless coward, and freedom will be defended. I want to reassure the American people that the full resources of the federal government are working to assist local authorities to save lives and to help the victims of these attacks. Make no mistake, the United States will hunt down and punish those responsible for these cowardly acts.
Mass hysteria and the vague yet palpable fear of terrorists drove the American government to take several drastic and questionable steps. Among them was the rendition to torture programs instated by the Central Intelligence Agency. As the ACLU describes, these programs were essentially high-level kidnappings, where suspected individuals were taken to countries to then face torture, either by the foreign agencies or the CIA themselves, in what came to be known as black sites. As a side effect of an unsuccessful and abusive marriage, Afia Siddiqui came under suspicion of being a terrorist during this uncertain time period. Because of the general fear at the time, many individuals, up to 136 known victims to date, were pulled into the rendition to torture program. Most of them were later declared innocent, but it did not matter. The damage was done. Eyewitness accounts and anonymous sources have pieced together a shattering and threadbare story over the years, detailing how Dr. Afia was kidnapped by the Pakistani intelligence in cooperation with the CIA, tortured in Afghanistan, and eventually arrested in the streets of Ghazni, Afghanistan, for attempting to open fire on an American soldier, allegedly. Despite the fact that the forensic evidence and common sense proved Dr. Afia's innocence, she was sentenced to a life sentence of 86 years for attempted murder in 2010.
Dr. Afia Siddiqui's case, I guess you can say that I'm the liaison in the United States.
This is Yaqub Ira, one of the many activists working for Dr. Afia's case. He mentioned some very concerning things about her situation in prison.
Check on her. And she refused to be checked by the medical folks in FMC because she continues to be sexually abused.
FMC Carswell, the prison where Dr. Afia is held, is also known as the House of Horrors. It has been sued multiple times for the abuse and rape of its female inmates, and has been described as worse than Guantanamo Bay prison.
There's really three ways for somebody who's a political prisoner who's been in prison, let's say for a life sentence, that they can get out, right? Prison exchange,
Okay.
presidential pardon, or, somewhat related to clemency as well. And then, what's the term for the other one? It's like a mercy release. We actually have a chance this time. We have a chance, and we need to rally and actually come together, and we need to be able to take advantage of this chance that we have. And that is the clemency campaign that we have been doing.
As we look forward to the new year and the new presidential term, we find ourselves in a world of change. The world is changing, the narrative is changing. Injustices are being undone, wrongs are being made right. The events of September 11th were an injustice, yes, but that does not justify the injustice suffered by the many innocent victims afterwards of the war on terror. The wheels are already turning, clocks are reversing time. To the President of the United States, in this new term, this new chance at a better world, take this small action, representative of a much larger nationwide push, to be better and do better. Free Hafiz Siddiqui.